मूल मंत्र। इक्को ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भौ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत आजूनी सहभंग गुर प्रसाद जप। आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच, नानक होसी भी सच। गुरु मंत्र। वाहेगुरु 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 वाहेगुरु। जपजी साहिब। इक्को ओंकार। God is one. All seen, unseen manifestations originate from the One. There is no other like Him. Sat Naam. His name is true and eternal. Karta Purkh. He is the all-pervading creator of this seen, unseen manifestation. He resides in every part of creation. Nirbhau. The Creator is without fear. Nirvair. He is without hate and enmity. Akal Murat. His luminescence exists beyond death and time. Ajuni Saibhang. The Supreme Being is unincarnated. The Supreme Lord is self-enlightened, self-existent. The Supreme Being is unincarnated. The Supreme Lord is self-enlightened, self-existent. Gur Prasad. The Lord of such virtues is realized through the grace of the true Guru. Jap. To receive the grace of the Guru, that is Gur Prasad, one is to recite his name repeatedly. Aad Sach Jugad Sach. He was true in the beginning, true he was when the ages commenced. Hai bhi sach, Nanak hosi bhi sach. True he is in the present, true he will remain even after the seen, unseen manifestation is withdrawn. Socha soch na hove, je sochi lakh var. Man may bathe this body not once, but millions of times, but the mind still cannot be cleansed. Chup hai chup na hove, je lai raha livdar. One may silence one's tongue, but cannot silence the mind no matter how long one remains silent. Pukhya pukh na utri, je banna purya par. Even after savoring all the world's material riches and pleasures, the mind remains discontent, dissatisfied. Sasyanpa lakh hoy ta ik na challe naal. Of all man's myriad clevernesses, not even one works to make him true. Kiv sachiara hoiye, kiv kure tutte paal. How then does a person become truthful and serene? How can the veil of falsehood between the soul and the Supreme Soul be removed? Hukam rajai chalna, Nanak likhya naal. By obeying the will of the Almighty Lord, the veil of falsehood is removed and truth is attained. Hukmi hovanakar, hukum na kiha jai. It is His will that creates all seen, unseen forms. His will cannot be completely described or fathomed. Hukmi hovan ji, hukum mile vadiyai. Through His will, all life forms come into existence. Through the Lord's will, one is lauded in this world and hereafter. Hukmi uttam neech, hukum lik dukh sukh paiye. Through His will, some are ordained high and others low. By His command, the soul receives joy or suffering, as is his karma. Ik na hukmi baksis, ik hukme sada puaiye. As his will ordains, some are graced with joys of both worlds. By his command, others suffer through the cycle of transmigration. Hukme andar sab ko, bahar hukum na koi. The entire creation is subject to his will. None is beyond his jurisdiction. Nanak hukme je bujhe, ta homme keh na koi. He who realizes the Lord's will finds his ego ceases to exist. Gave ko taan hove kise taan. As is the will and intellect bestowed on a being by the Lord, accordingly he sings of the power and greatness of the Lord. Gave ko daat jane nisan. Some sing the virtues of his boundless grace, which is beyond measure. Gave ko gun vadiyaiyan char. Some sing of his excellences, virtues and beauty. Gave ko vidya vikham vichar. Some sing of the hard to classify knowledge of the limitless, imperceptible Lord. Gave ko saach kare tan khe. Some sing of this wondrous spectacle of creation, saying, "Look, the Lord created these beautiful forms out of the 5 elements and then reduces them to dust." Gave ko ji le fir de. Some sing of how the Lord takes away life out of the body and again infuses it. Gave ko jape dise dur. Some sing of the Lord knowing him to be far, far away. Gave ko vekhe hadra hadur. Some praise him knowing him to be nearer than near and omnipresent. Kathna kathi na ave tot. Describers have endeavored to describe the Lord in their own ways, but his story is limitless. Kath kath kathi koti kot kot. Countless have tried to describe the Lord's attributes, but have fallen short. Deda de lede thak paye. The giver showers his bounties constantly, while the recipients get tired of receiving the same. Juga jugantar khahi khaye. Through the ages, humans have lived on the Lord's benevolence. Hukmi hukam chlaye rahao. All creation is controlled by his command. None is outside his will. Nanak vigse ve parwah. Sadguru Nanak Ji states that the carefree Lord looks upon his boundless creation with joy. Sacha Sahib Sach Nai Pakhya Pao Apar. The Lord is eternal, true is his name, and true his greatness. His language is that of infinite love. Akhe mange deh de, daat kare datar. All beings pray at his door to receive his boons and bounties. The giver showers upon them with his infinite grace. Fir ki agge rakhiye jit dise darbar. If all boons and bounties are his, then what offerings can be placed before him that we may seek his divine court? Moh ki bolan boliye jit sun tare pyar. What words should we utter, which on hearing he is appeased and he begins to love us? Amrit vela sach nao, vadiyai vichar. Arising at the ambrosial hour and singing the praises of the Lord, one can attain his blessings. Karmi ave kapda, nadri mokh dwar. Through good karma, this body is attained, and through his grace, one finds the path to salvation. Nanak eva janiye, sab ape sachiar. Sadguru Nanak states, the soul must understand that the true Lord is all in all. Thapya na jaye, kita na hoye. He cannot be created nor established, deified like an idol of worship. Ape aap niranjan soye. The Immaculate Lord is self-existent. He is beyond the effects of mammon. Jin sevya tin paya maan. He who serves the Lord is honoured and is bestowed with the bounties of both worlds. Nanak gavye guni nidhan. Satguru Nanak advises that one must sing the praises of the Lord, who is the treasure of all virtues. Gavye suniye man rakhiye pao. Listen and sing the Lord's virtues and keep love for Him in the heart. Dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. In doing so, pain is vanquished and inner peace comes to reside with Him. Gurmukh nadang Gurmukh vedang Gurmukh reha samai. From the Guru one attains the knowledge of the wordless harmony, the Nad, and the Ved Shastras. From the Guru's word, one realizes the omnipresence of the Lord. Gur Isar, Gur Gorakh Brahma, Gur Parvati Mai. The Guru for us is Shiva, Gorakh, Brahma, and Mother Parvati. Je ho jana akha nahi, kehna kathan na jai. If I were to know God, I could not narrate Him, as His knowledge is unutterable. He cannot be completely described. Gura ik de bujhai, sabna jiya ka ik data, so main visar na jai. O Gurudev, have mercy on me and grant me the wisdom that there is one giver of all graces. I must not forget Him. Tirath nama jetis pava, vin pane ki nahi kari. I would bathe at holy pilgrimages if in doing so I could gain the Lord's pleasure. Otherwise, what use is such bathing if He is not pleased with me? Jeti shrishtu pai vikha vin karma ki mile lai. As I behold the Lord's creations, I find that without His grace and a good destiny, nothing is gained. Matvich ratan jawahar, manak je ik gur ki sikh suni. Through loving devotion, if a person were to incorporate even one of the Guru's teachings, his life would be enriched with the virtues of truth, contentment, compassion, righteousness, and patience, which are more precious than gems and jewels. Gura ik de bujhai, sabna jiya ka ik data, so main visar na jai. O Satguru, grant me wisdom that there is no one but one giver of all graces and virtues. I must not forget Him. Je jug chare arja, hor dasuni hoye. If the age of a being were to equal 4 ages, 4 yugas, and were to be increased further tenfold, Nava khanda vich janiye, naal chale sab koye. If a being were to be known in all the 9 regions of the world, if all were to follow and honour Him, Changa nao rakhaye ke, jas kirat jag le. If he were to acquire a good name, honour and fame in this world, Jetis nadar na aave, ta vaat na puche ke. If after having all this, he remains devoid of the Lord's grace, then he is even more insignificant than a worthless creature whom no one wants to know. Kita andar keet kar dosi dos tare. Sans the Lord's grace, he is considered the worst insect. Even sinners condemn him worse than a sinner. Nanak nirgun gun kare, gunvantya gun de. Satguru Nanak states that the Lord is pure benevolence. He grants virtue to the virtueless and piety to the pious. Teha koi na sujai, jetis gun koi kare. Other than the Lord, I can see no other who can bestow virtue on the virtueless. Suniya Siddh Peer Surnath. Listening to the praise of Waheguru, even a simple being can become an ascetic, a seer, a god, or a great yogi. Suniye tart taval akas. Through the Lord's praise, man is enlightened to the fact that it is not a bull that holds the earth up from beneath, but the earth and the sky are in place by the Lord's command. Suniye deep lo patal. Listening to the name, knowledge of the world, continents, nether regions, and the Lord's omnipresence is realized. Suniye po na sake kal. Listening to the praise of Waheguru, fear of death is vanquished. Nanak bhagta sada vigas. Saints who listen and sing the praise of Waheguru remain forever blissful. Suniye dukh paap ka naas. Listening to the Lord's name, all sins, sorrows, and disease are destroyed. Suniye Isar Brahma Ind. Listening and contemplating the Lord's name, the sincere seeker seamlessly attains the powers and status of Shiva, Brahma, and Indra. Suniye Mokh Sulahan Mand. Listening to the name of Waheguru, even a sinner begins to praise the Lord. Suniye Jog Jugat Tan Ped. Hearing the name of God, one learns how to unite with Him, and the secrets of this body and mind are realized. Suniye Sastrat Simrat Ved. Listening to His name, true knowledge of the Vedas, Shastras, and Simritis is unfolded. Nanak bhagta sada vigas. Saints who listen and sing praise of Waheguru remain forever blissful. Suniye dukh paap ka naas. Listening to the Lord's name, all sorrows, conflicts, and sins are destroyed. Suniye Sat Santoh Gyan. Hearing the Lord's name with inner equipoise, one attains peace, contentment, and spiritual knowledge. Suniye Atsat Ka Ishnan. Hearing the name of God, of Waheguru, with inner awareness, one attains the spiritual benefits of 68 holy places of pilgrimage. Suniye Pad Pad Pave Man. By listening to the name, one acquires the same honor and respect as men of great learning and wisdom. Suniye Lage Sahaj Dhyan. Through the grace of hearing His name, the seeker attains unison with the Supreme Power without any effort. Nanak bhagta sada vikas. Says Guru Nanak, saints who sing the praise of Waheguru remain forever blissful. Suniye dukh paap ka naas. Listening to the name of the Lord, all sins, sorrows, and diseases are destroyed. Suniye sara guna ke gah. Listening to the name of Waheguru, the seeker fathoms the depth of all virtues and imbibes the same. Suniye Sekh Peer Patsah. Listening to the name of Waheguru, one attains glory like a king, a sheikh, or a Sufi saint. Suniye Andha Pave Rah. Hearing the praise of Waheguru, even an ignorant being will see the path of sublime and attain union with the Lord. Suniye Hath Hove Asgah. Listening to the name of the Lord, one grasps understanding of this fathomless deep ocean of existence. Nanak bhagta sada vigas. Says Nanak, saints who sing the praise of Waheguru remain forever blissful. Suniye dukh paap ka naas. Listening to the name of the Lord with inner awareness, all sins, sorrows, and disease are destroyed. Manne ki gat kehi na jaye. Those who believe in Naam through thoughts, words, and deeds, their sublime state cannot be described. Je ko kahe piche pachtaye. Whoever attempts to do so falls short and repents. Kagad kalam na likhan har. No pen, paper or writer can describe the spiritual state of one who believes in Naam through thoughts, words and actions. Manne ka beh karan vichar. The wise can only sit to discuss such a believer. Aisa naam Niranjan hoye. The Lord's sublime name is beyond the effects of mammon. It is immaculate. Jeko man jane man koye. The seeker who believes in Naam through thought, words and deeds is not affected by Maya, that is worldly attachments. Manne surt hove man buddh. Those who believe, their minds awaken to higher consciousness. Manne sagal pavan ki sudh. They attain inner knowledge of all spheres. Manne moh chota na khaye. Those who believe through thoughts, words and deeds do not suffer the blows of vice. Manne jam ke saath na jaye. Those who meditate on Naam, they do not suffer at the hands of Yama. Aisa Naam Niranjan hoye. Such is the sublime name of Waheguru. It is not besmirched by the filth of mammon. Jeko man jane man koye. The being who believes in the Lord's name through thoughts, words and deeds remains untouched by the filth of Maya. Manne marg thak na paye. He who believes through thoughts, words and deeds finds no hindrance in his material and spiritual pursuits. Manne patsyo pargat jaye. One who believes leaves this world with honor and stands in the Lord's court with a glowing countenance. Manne mag na challe panth. He who believes discards the path of duality for the absolute, immutable, guiding path of Gurmat. Manne taram seti sambandh. He who believes forms a direct relationship, sans rites and rituals, with Dharma. Aisa naam Niranjan hoye. Such is the Lord's sublime name. It is beyond the besmirching filth of Maya. Jeko man jane man koye. With firm resolve in the mind, he who believes with all one's heart would not be touched by Maya. Manne pave mokh dwar. He who believes the name of Waheguru through thought, words and actions finds the doors of salvation open for him. Manne parvare sadhar. He who believes becomes the source of blessing for his kith and kin. Manne tare tare gursik. He who believes through thoughts, words and actions swims across the stormy sea of life and through the Guru's teachings becomes the source of salvation for others. Manne Nanak pave na pik. A true believer does not have to beg for his spiritual and material needs. Aisa naam Niranjan hoye. Such is the sublime name of Waheguru. It is not besmirched by the filth of Maya. Jeko man jane man koye. If one were to believe with all one's heart, one would not be touched by Maya. Panch Parvan, Panch Pradhan. The saints who have toiled on the name to gain the Lord's approval, such saints are considered supreme in this world. Pancha Pave Dargah Man. Such peerless saints gain respect and honor in the Lord's court. Pancha Sohe Dar Rajan. God-approved saints are not only honored by the councils of kings but are lauded in the Lord's court. Pancha ka gur ek dhyan. Such supreme saints have one aim, that is to remain steadfast in a state of equipoise in the Guru Shabad. Je ko kahe kare vichar. One may reflect on the Creator and His creation as much as possible. Karte keh karna nahi sumar. Yet one cannot know the limits of the Creator or His creation. Tol taram daya ka poot. That which holds the earth in position is not a mythical bull. It is the Lord's law of dharma which holds up this earth. Santokh thab rakhya jinsood. Dharma is the outcome of compassion. From dharma arises contentment. It is contentment and patience which have kept the earth in balance. Je ko bujhe hove sachiar. He who understands this concept of truth himself becomes the epitome of truth. Tavle upar kita bar. Therefore, one must understand how this mythical bull can carry such a huge load. Tarti hor, pare hor hor. The true Guru gives the reasoning that beyond this earth, supported by this mythical bull, there should be worlds upon worlds. Tiste par tale kavan jor. What power supports their weight? It is not the bull, but the Lord's law which supports creation. Ji jaat ranga ke naav. In these worlds there are creatures of every color, kind and form. Sabna likhya vadi kalam. All have the writ of the Lord's command written on their forehead. Eho lekha likh jane koi. One would not dare to write an account of the laws of God. Lekha likhya keta hoye. So staggering is this account, he who tries fails miserably. Keta taan suhalya roop. O Creator, how great is your power, how striking your beauty. Keti daat jane kaun koot. Your gifts are immense and immeasurable. Kita pasao eko kawao. With the Creator's one word, this whole universe has throbbed into being. Tiste hoye lakh daryao. Upon His command, myriad rivers have come gushing into existence. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. O Creator, I am powerless in describing your limitless might. Vare na java ek var. I am unworthy of even once being a sacrifice unto you. Jo tud pave sai palikar. O formless one, all that pleases you is good. Tu sada salamat nirankar. Other than you, all is changeable. Only you are eternal. Asankh japa, asankh pao. O Creator, in your creation, countless beings chant prayers. Countless are those who are imbued in your love. Asankh puja, asankh tap tao. Countless are worshipping you, and those who practice penance are also countless. Asankh granth mukh ved part. Countless are those who recite from holy texts and the Vedas extempore. Asankh jog man rahe udas. Countless are the yogis who, having detached themselves from this world, are engrossed in sadhana. Asankh Bhagat Gun Gyan Vichar. Countless are His saints who sing His praises and virtues day and night. Asankh Sati Asankh Datar. Countless are men of truth and benevolence. Asankh Sur Mopak Sar. Countless are heroes, that is warriors, who face the brunt of weapons. Asank moan live lie tar. Countless are those in the Lord's creation who sit in samadhi, that is meditation, having taken vows of silence. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. O Creator, how powerless I feel in describing the countless virtues of your creation. Varya na java ek var. O Creator, I am unworthy of even once being a sacrifice unto Thee. Jo tud pavai sai palikar. O Formless One, that which pleases You is good. Tu sada salamat nirankar. O Formless One, by Your decree all is mutable, but You alone are eternal. Asank Murk Andhkor. Countless in the Lord's creation are fools sunken in their own folly. Asank Chor Haramkhor. Countless are thieves and usurpers of others' possessions. Asank Amar Kar Jai Jor. Countless are tyrants who rule others by force. Asank Galvad Hatya Kamai. Countless are violent and murderers. Asank Papi Paap Kar Jaye. Countless are sinners who day and night commit sins. Asank Kudyar Kude Farai. Countless are those who revolve around in the maze of their own falsehood. Asank Malesh Malpak Khai. Countless of unclean minds eat and speak filth. Asank Nindak Sir Kare Par. Countless are slanderers who carry the load of sinful slander on their heads. Nanak Neech Kehe Vichar. In utter humility, Satguru Nanak Dev Ji states that he is unworthy of even once being a sacrifice unto Thee. Varya na java ek var. However, being a sacrifice unto the Lord too is not in my power. Jo tud pavai sai palikar. O Formless One, that which pleases You is good. Tu sada salamat nirankar. O Formless One, by Your decree all is mutable, but You alone are eternal. Asank Naam Asank Tham. Where God's name and places are innumerable, there the creations and spaces created by Him are also innumerable. Agam Agam Asankhalo. Countless are the realms created by the Creator which are beyond the accessibility and understanding of us beings. Asank keh sir par hoye. To speculate on the Creator's countless names and abodes is to invite the burden of sin upon oneself. Akhri Naam Akhri Salaha. Through the use of words is the Lord worshipped. Through words are His attributes praised. Akhri Gyan Geet Gunga. By the use of words is knowledge gained. By words one sings His praise and contemplates His virtues. Akhri Likhan Bolan Baan. Through the word alone do we speak and write Gurbani. Akhra Sir Sanjov Khan. Through words is expressed the destiny written by the Lord on a being's forehead. Jine Lekhe Tisarnai. The Lord has written this destiny on one's forehead, yet no such destiny is written on His forehead. He is beyond the writ of destiny. Jif farmaye tiv tiv paye. As God decrees, a being experiences joy and sorrow, as is his destiny. Jeta kita teta now. All that He has created is His manifestation. Vin nave nahi ko thao. His name extends to all His creation. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. O Creator, What power do I have to contemplate you? Varya na java ek var. I am unworthy of even once being a sacrifice unto you. However, being a sacrifice unto the Lord too is not in my power. Jo tud pavai sai palikar. O Lord, that which pleases you is good. Tu sada salamat nirankar. O Creator, other than you, all is mutable, inconstant. Pariya hath pair tan de. If the body, hands and feet are soiled, pani tota utras khe. They can be cleansed by washing them with water. Moot pliti kappad hoye. If clothes are fouled by waste and dirt, de sabun leye ohtoe. They can be cleansed with soap and water. Pariye mat papa ke sang. If a being's mind is polluted by evil and sin, ohtope nama ke rang. It can be rendered pure and sublime by contemplation of the Lord's name with loving devotion. Punni papi akhar na hai. Good and evil are not mere words. Kar kar karna likh le jao. Whatever good and bad deeds man commits, the soul carries along all the sanskars, that are impressions of these deeds, into the afterlife. Ape bij ape hi khaho. O being, whatever good or evil deeds you commit with this body, you must bear the consequences of the same as joy or suffering in the future. Nanak hukmi avo jaho. Sadguru Nanak states that man must bear the fruits of his actions through the cycle of transmigration as is ordained by the Lord. Tirath tap daya dat dan. Pilgrimages, austerities, compassion and charity. Jeko pave tilka maan. These deeds cannot unite us with the Lord. One may attain some repute for such deeds, which is small and paltry. Sunya manya man kita pao. On the other hand, those who have heard and absorbed the Guru's teachings, who have loved the Lord with faith and devotion, antargat tirath mal now. They have bathed their soul at the pilgrimage within. Sab gun tere main nahi koe. Lord, all noble qualities abide in you. I am without virtue. Vin gun kite pagat na hoye. Waheguru, without your grace, without cultivating noble qualities, there can be no true devotion. Swast Ad Bani Brahmao. Waheguru, you are the embodiment of mercy. Your word is the embodiment of Brahm, that is God. Sat Swan Sada Manchao. You are the embodiment of truth, supreme beauty, and ever blissful. Kavan Sovela Vakt Kavan, Kavan Thit Kavan Var. What was the time, the moment, or day when the world was created? Kavan Suruti Maha Kavan, Jit Hoa Akar. Which was the season, the month, when creation came into existence? Vel na paya pandati, je hove lekh Puran. To this question, the Brahmins have no answer. Had they known, they would have recorded it in their scriptures. Vakt na paya kadiya je likhan lekh Quran. Even the Qazis have no knowledge to this question. Had they known, they would have recorded it in the Quran. Thitwar na jogi jana, rut maho na koe. Even the yogis know not the date, day, season or month when creation came into existence. Ja karta srishti ko saje, ape jane soi. The Creator who has created this universe alone knows the answer. Kiv kar akha, kiv salahi, kyun varni, kiv jana. How can I describe His creation? How can I praise Him? And how can I know His mysteries? Nanak akhan sabko akhe, ik du ik siana. Says Nanak, each being claims to be wiser than the other in speaking of the Creator's creations. Vadda Sahib, vaddi nahi, kita jaka hove. Great is the Lord who is the Creator. Great is His name. All that is proceeds from Him. Nanak je ko apo jana, agge gya na sohe. Satguru Nanak Dev Ji states that he who thinks himself to be wise enough to speak of the Creator and His manifestations is not honoured in the Lord's court. Patala patal, lak agasa agas. In the Lord's creation there are countless worlds beneath and countless worlds above. Odak odak pal thake, ved kehen ikvat. No one has found the limits of His creation. Even the Vedas pronounce this in one voice. Says Athara Kehn Kateba Aslu Iktat. The whole world, including the Quran Sharif, Anjil, the Torah, Jambur, all state that the source of creation is the one Lord. He is eternal, all else is perishable. Lekha hoye ta likhiye, lekhe hoye vanas. No one can measure the Lord's limits. He who attempts to do so finds his life is swallowed up by time, but the task is never finished. Nanak, vadda akhiye, ape jane aap. Satguru Nanak states that the Lord is supreme. He alone knows Himself. Salahi salah, eti surt na paiya. Whoever has praised the praiseworthy Lord has come to realize the Lord's greatness is beyond his understanding. Nadiyan ate va pave, samund na janiya. Just as streams and rivers falling into the ocean become one with the ocean and know not its limits, similarly, those who worship the Lord become one with Him. Samund Saha Sultan, Gehra Seti Maltan. Kings and emperors owning properties, oceans and wealth as large as mountains. Kiri tul na hovani, jetis manu na visrya. Such sultans do not even compare to an ant in whose heart dwells the Lord. Ant na sifti, kehn na ant. Limitless is the praise of the Lord. Praising Him thus, one still cannot gauge His limits. Ant na karne, der na ant. Limitless are His deeds. Limitless are His bounties. Ant na vikhan, sun na ant. Seeing and hearing of Him, one cannot judge His limits. Ant na jape, kiya man mant. Limitless are the mysteries of His mind. What He thinks, what He knows is infinite. Ant na jape, kita akar. The expanse of His creation are limitless. Ant na jape, paravar. His vast creation has no start or end. Ant karan kete billahi. Countless struggle to know and measure His limits. Take ant na paye jaye. But the more He is described, the more is yet to be found. Eho ant na jane koi. The last word is that no one can know the limits of the limitless Lord. Bahta kahiye, bahta hoye. We may speak as much as we can of His vastness, but He is beyond that. Vadda Sahib, Ucha Thao. The Lord is supreme. Exalted is His abode. Uche upar, Ucha Nao. His name is higher than the highest. Eved Ucha hove koi. If one be as high as He, this Uche ko jane soe. Only then can one know the exalted Lord. Jeved aap, jane aap. How great is He, only He knows His own mystery. Nanak nadri karmi daat. Sadguru Nanak Dev Ji states that the merciful Lord in His own grace showers His bounties on all. His bounties are beyond measure. Bahta karam likhya na jaye. So great are the Lord's boons and bounties, they are beyond expression, they cannot be described. Vadda data dil na tamaye. The giver showers his gifts with least expectation of return. Kitte mange jod apar. Many a warrior beg for valor and heroic qualities from the Almighty Lord. Kitte aganat nahi vichar. Many more ask for His boons and bounties. Their numbers cannot be counted. Kitte khap tutte vekar. Countless beings involve themselves in vices and thus they are destroyed. Kitte lele mukar paye. There are many persons who receive His bounties and turn away from Him. Kitte murak khahi khaye. Countless fools eat avidly and do not remember Him. Kitya dukh puk sadmar. Many are afflicted by suffering and penury. E bhi daat teri datar. O benevolent one, sorrow and suffering too must be borne as your gifts. Band khalasi pane hoye. Liberation from bonds of Maya come from following the path of the Lord's will. Hor aakh na sakay koe. Other than abiding by His will, there is no other recourse for liberation. Je ko khaik aakhan paye. Should some fools show you some other way to escape the bonds of Maya, O jane jetya moh khaye. He alone knows the endless blows of fate he shall receive. Appe jane appe de. The Almighty Lord alone knows what each being deserves and accordingly awards him. Akhe se bhi kahi ke. A few know and understand this. Jisno bakse sifa salah. On whomsoever the Lord confers the blessings of His admiration, Nanak, Paatsahi, Paatsaha. Says Satguru Nanak, he becomes the King of Kings. Amul gun amul vapar. The priceless Lord's qualities are invaluable. To trade in His qualities is invaluable. Amul vapariya amul pandar. The stores in which these virtues lie too are invaluable. Amol lave, amol le jaye. Priceless are those who come to buy these virtues. Priceless are they who carry these qualities. Amol paye, amulla samaye. Priceless are those who are absorbed in the Lord's love and devotion and merge with their Lord. Amul dharm, amul diban. Invaluable is the Lord's justice. Invaluable is His court. Amul tul, amul parvan. Priceless are the scales and weights to judge human deeds. Amul baksis, amul nisan. Priceless is the Lord's grace. Priceless is the mark of His grace. Amul karam, amul farman. Priceless is His grace. Priceless His command. Amullo amul आख्या न जाए. The invaluable Lord is invaluable beyond words. Aakh aakh rahe live laye. The wise, absorbed in him, cannot express his limits. They are left mute in ecstasy. Aakhe Ved Part Puran. Readers of the Vedas and Puranas attempt to sing the Lord's praises. Aakhe Pade Kare Vikhan. The learned too comment on his greatness. Aakhe Brahma, Aakhe Ind. Many a Brahma and Indra attempt to utter his greatness. Aakhe Gopi Te Gobind. Many a Krishna and his female followers sing of his virtues. Aakhe Isar, Aakhe Siddh. So many Shiva and supreme yogis attempt to sing of his immensity. Aakhe Kete Kite Buddh. Many a Buddha and enlightened soul contemplate and worship him. Aakhe Danav, Aakhe Dev. Demons and gods too sing his praise. Aakhe Sur Nur Manjan Sev. Many saintly beings, hermits and sages, with humble devotion sing of his priceless virtues. Kete Aakhe Aakhan Paye. Countless beings praise him and his qualities. Many attempt to express his immensity. Kete keh keh ut jaye. Attempting to gauge the limits of the Lord, countless have left this world. Ete kite hor kare. The Creator can create countless more. Ta aakh na sakhe kei ke. Even still, they cannot express him completely. Jevard pave, tevard hoye. The Supreme Lord is as great as he pleases to be. Nanak jana sacha soye. The immutable Lord alone knows his own greatness. Je ko aakhe bol vigad. If an outspoken person tries to claim knowledge of his greatness, ta likhiye sir gawara gawar. For this presumption, he would be known as the king of fools. So dar kiha, so ghar kiha, jit be sarb samale. Almighty Lord, which is that portal, which is that mansion, in which you reside and take care of your vast creation? Vajje naad anek asankha, kete vavan hare. Endless are the instruments and harmonies played by countless minstrel in your abode. Kete rag pariso kahiyan kete gavan hare. In your home, countless musical rags and symphonies are orchestrated by musicians in your praise. Gave tudno paun pani besantar, gave raja taram duare. O Waheguru, air, water, fire, all elements laud you. God of justice, that is Dharmraj, too sits at your door singing in admiration of you. Gave chit gupt lik jane, lik dharm vichare. Chitragupt, the recorder of all man's deeds, which are then scrutinized by Dharmraj, sings your praise. Gave Isar Brahma Devi, Sohan Sada Savare. Shiva, Brahma, and all the gods and goddesses who are created by you sing of your greatness. Gave Ind Indasan Bethe, Dev Tyadhar Nale. Indra, sitting in your appointed throne along with the deities, sings your praise. Gave Siddh Samadhi Antar, Gavan Sad Bichare. Absorbed in contemplation of your limitlessness, yogis and siddhas sing of your immensity. Gavan Jati Sati Santokhi, Gave Veer Karare. Countless celebrates, men of charity, saintly beings, along with indomitable warriors, sing and laud you. Gavan Pandit Pan rakhi sar, jug jug veda nale. Almighty Lord, countless Brahmins, Pandits, mighty seers, and the holy texts sing your praises age after age. Gave Monia Manmohan, Surga Mach Pyale, supremely ravishing Mohinis, celestial beauties who can enchant the mind, sing joyously of you. Gavan Ratan Upaye Tere, Atsat Tirath Nale. O Lord, jewels and gems created by you, along with the 68 holy pilgrimages, laud thee. Gave Jod Mahabal Sura, Gave Khani Chare. Heroes and warriors of extreme might and all four sources of creation sing in reverence of you. Gave Khand Mandal Varpanda, Kar Kar Rakhe Tare. All regions, continents, divisions, the entire universe which is sustained by you, sings of your greatness in one voice. Sei tudno gave, jo tud pavan, ratte tere pagar rasale. O Lord, absorbed in your loving contemplation, those who sing your praises are indeed dear to you. Hor kete gavan se mai chit na avan, Nanak kya vichare. Countless more, seen, unseen, sing of you, of whom I cannot tell or think of, says Nanak. Soi soi sada sach Sahib, sacha sachi nai. The Supreme Lord is eternal. He is the truth. His glory and name too are imperishable. Hai bhi hosi jai na jasi, rachna jin rachai. The Lord our Creator exists today. He was yesterday and shall remain eternal and true always. He does not undergo birth and death. Rangi rangi pati kar kar, jinsi maya jin upai. The Lord has created His creation in countless colors, species and categories. Kar kar vekhe kita apna, jiv disti vadiyai. As is His pleasure, He watches over His creation with loving compassion and care. Jotis pave soi karsi, hukum na karna jai. The Almighty Lord acts as is His pleasure and will. None can stand up to His command. So paat saho, saha paat sahib, Nanak rehn rajai. The Supreme Lord is the King of Kings. We must all abide by His will. Munda santok saram pat choli dhyan ki kare behbood. O Yogi, if you were to make contentment your earring, toil and humility your begging bowl and pouch, make contemplation the ashes you smear on your forehead. Kintha kal kwari kaya jugat danda prateet. If you allow the realization of your mortality to be your quilt and let chastity be the code of your brotherhood, let your staff be the faith and humility, only then will you become free of falsehood from within. Ai panthi sagal jamati, man jeete jag jeet. The yogi who considers all mankind to be equal, he alone is worthy of belonging to the highest order of yogis. He who has conquered himself has conquered the world. Ades tise ades, ad anil anad anahat, jug jug eko ves. Salutations to the Almighty Lord, the primal being, beyond caste, color or creed, the immaculate Lord, sans beginning, sans end, immutable through all time. Pukat Gyan Daya Pandaran Kat Kat Vajay Naad. O yogis, make divine knowledge your food and compassion your steward. Instead of listening to the sound of the deer horn, that is the Singhi Naad, listen to the music of the celestial melodies. Aap Nath Nathi Sab Jaki Rid Sid Avra Saad. God is the master of all. This entire universe is under His sway. Miraculous powers are just empty, vain endeavors. Sanjog Vijog Doi Kar Chalaye Lekhe Ave Pag. The universal system is ordained by union and separation. According to past karma, prenatal deeds, one receives what is destined. Ades tise ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. Salutations to the Almighty Lord, the primal being, beyond caste, color, or creed, the Immaculate One, sans beginning, sans end, immutable through all time. Eka Mai Jugat Vihai Tin Chele Parvan. According to ancient belief, God manifested Maya in a mysterious way. From that were conceived the three accepted regions. Ik Sansari, Ik Pandari, Ik Lai Divan. One is Brahma, the creator, second the preserver, Vishnu, and third the destroyer, Shiva. Jiv tis pave, tive chalave, Jiv hove farman. But the truth is that as is the Lord's will, the entire universe sways by His command. O vikhe, una nadar na ave, bota eho vadan. It is wondrous how the Creator is invisible to all three, yet He views their assigned tasks. Ades tise ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. Salutations to the Almighty Lord, the primal being, beyond caste, color, or creed, the Immaculate One, sans beginning, sans end, immutable through all times. Asan loe lohe pandar, jo kish paya so ekavar. The Lord has His seat and His storehouses in countless worlds created by Him. He has filled these repositories to inexhaustible capacities once and for all. Kar kar vikhe sirjanhar, Nanak sache ki sachi kar. Having created this universe, He watches over it. Sadguru Nanak states, the true Lord is true. True are His deeds. Ades tise ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahat, Jug Jug Eko Ves. Salutations to the Almighty Lord, the primal being, beyond caste, beyond color, or creed, the Immaculate One, sans beginning, sans end, immutable through all times. Ik do jipo lakh hoye, lakh hove lakh vis. Were a single tongue to become 1 million, and from 1 million multiplied 20-fold, lakh lakh geda akhiye, ek naam jagdish. If the Lord's name were recited millions of times by these 20 million tongues, et raha pat pavdiye, chadiye hoye 21. These then would become the stairs of devotion. He who ascends these stairs ultimately unites with his Maker. Sun galla aakas ki, kita ai rees. Hearing of the glory of heaven, even insect-like false, shallow beings are inspired to ascend this path. Nanak nadri paiye kudi kuda thees. Satguru Nanak states that through divine grace one attains God. If anyone suggests some other way, then his claims are false. Akhan jor chape na jor. Man has no power to speak or remain silent. Jor na mangan, den na jor. Nor does he have the power to give or ask. Jor na jivan, maran na jor. To live or to die is not in man's power. Jor na raj, mal mansor. Wealth, power and prestige ultimately create strife. The mind too is not in one's hands. Jor na surti, gyan vichar. Meditation, enlightenment or wisdom are not in man's control. Jor na jukti, chutte sansar. The means to transgress the cycle of birth and death too are not in his hands. Jis hath jor kar vikhe soe. God alone has the power. He is the creator who, having created this creation, watches over it lovingly. Nanak, uttam neech na koe. Says Satguru Nanak, with one's own effort, one cannot become high or low. Rati ruti tithivar. For the universe to propagate, the Lord has created night and day, seasons and occasions. Pavan, pani, agni, patal. He has also created air, water, fire, and the nether regions. This which tarti, thap rakhi dharamsal. Amidst all these, he has placed the earth for the beings to practice righteous action, that is dharma. This with ji jugat ke rang. In this field of dharma, there are countless other creatures of different colors and hues. Tinke naam anek anant. Countless are their names beyond description. Karmi karmi hoye vichar. Every being must give an account of himself in the Lord's court. Sacha aap, sacha darbar. The Supreme Lord is true, and true is his court. Tithe sohan panch parwan. In the true court sit the Supreme Lord's appointed divine saints. Nadri karam pavai nisan. Through his grace, they have the mark of approval shining on their foreheads. Kach pakai, utthe pai. Who are true and who false? Nanak gya jape jaye. Satguru Nanak states that this truth is revealed in the Lord's court. Dharam khand ka eho dharam. In the above lines, the order of the realms of dharma, that is, righteous action, were described. Gyan khand ka akho karam. The laws of the realm of knowledge and enlightenment are described below. Kete pavan pani vesantar, kete kaan mahes. In this realm, there are countless forms of air, fire, water. Countless are the Krishnas and Shivas. Kete barmai kadat kadiye, roop rang ke ves. Countless are the Brahmas, creating countless worlds of varying hues, colors and aspects. Ketya karam pumi mehr, kete tu updes. There are many realms where dharma, that is action, is being played out. There are countless celestial mountains. that is the abode of gods, and many a Dhruva, saints, receiving instructions at his court. Kete ind chand sur, kete mandal des. There are many an Indras, suns and moons, many spheres and continents. Kete siddh buddh nath, kete devi ves. There are many accomplished yogis, enlightened ones, and supreme ascetics, and many incarnations of goddesses. Kete dev danav mun, kete ratan sumand. Many are the gods, yogis and demons. Many are the oceans filled with jewels. Ketya khani, ketya bani, kete paat narand. Many are the sources of creation. Many are the forms of speech. Many are the kings and emperors. Kete surti sevak, kete nanak, ant na ant. In this sphere of enlightenment, there are countless enlightened souls, countless merciful beings. Says Satguru Nanak, this sphere is endless, beyond limits. Gyan khand mein gyan prachand. When consciousness comes to abide in this sphere of enlightenment, ignorance is vanquished and spiritual illumination abounds. Tithe naad binod kod anand. In this sphere abide countless joyous manifestations of spiritual endeavor, along with blissful celestial melodies. Saramkhand ki Bani Roop. This is the sphere of boundless illumination, bliss and divine enlightenment. Tithe Karad Kadiye Bahut Anoop. In this spiritual happiness, Saramkhand, the form of the soul is one of incomparable spiritual beauty and light. Takya galla kathya na jaye. There are no words to describe the wonders of this sphere of enlightenment, that is Saramkhand. Je ko kahe, piche pachtaye. He who tries later repents at his inadequacy. Tithe kadiye surt mat man buddh. In this sphere, the seeker's inner consciousness, wisdom, intellect, and mind are beautifully shaped and illuminated. Tithe kadiye sura sada ki sud. In spiritual happiness, Saramkhand, the mind is shaped to attain an awareness like that of gods and mystics. Karamkhand ki Bani Jor. Then there is the sphere of grace. This sphere is expressed through power, Shakti. Tithe hor na koi hor. Other than heroes of great spiritual might, none can have access. Tithe Jodh Mahabalsur. Warriors of great potence and heroes who have conquered the mind, who remain forever imbued in God consciousness, reside here. Tin mein Ram Reha Parpur. The Lord abides in every pore of the spiritual warrior's being. Tithe Sito Sita Mehma Mai. Their minds remain united in the praise of the Lord. Take roop na kathna jaye. One cannot describe their spiritual glory. Na oh mare na thage jaye. They are beyond death. They cannot be defrauded. Jinke Ram vase man mahe. Because the omnipotent, omnipresent Lord abides in their hearts. Tithe Bhagat vase kelo. Countless devotees and saints from various universes assemble in this sphere of Karmkhand. Kare Anand Sacha Man Sohe. They experience everlasting spiritual bliss as they cherish the true Lord in their hearts. Sachkhand Vase Nirankar. In the realm of eternity, Sachkhand abides the formless, Supreme Lord. Kar kar vikhe nadar nihal. He watches over his creation with love and grace. Tithe Khand Mandal Varpand. Souls abiding in the realm of eternity experience the vast, eternal form of the formless, which contains continents, universes, divisions, and celestial worlds. Jeko kathe ta ant na ant. If one were to describe them, it would be impossible to give an account. Tithe lo akar. Here one sees divine entities and worlds upon worlds. Jiv jiv hukam, tive tivkar. All act as he commands. Vikhe, vigse, kar vichar. The Supreme One watches over his creation in bliss. Nanak, Kathna Karda Sar. Says Satguru Nanak, to describe the realm of eternity and the Supreme Souls abiding there is extremely difficult. Jat Pahara Tiraj Sunyar. To receive the Lord's grace and to overcome the senses, one must make chastity the smithy and patience the goldsmith. Ehran mat ved hathyar. Let a perceptive mind be the anvil and the Guru's wisdom the hammer. Po khalla agan tap tao. Make the Lord's fear the bellows and austerity the heat of fire. Panda pao amrit tit dal. Let loving devotion be the crucible in which you pour the nectar of the word, that is the Shabad. Kadiye Sabad Sachi Taksal. In this way, the mind is shaped in the mint of the Guru's Shabad. Jinko Nadar Karam Tinkar. The fortunate souls who are blessed by the divine grace, they alone mold a true life in the mint of the Guru's Shabad. Nanak Nadri Nadar Nihal. Such beings are truly blessed by the Lord's grace, and their faces are radiant, having shaped their minds in the mint of the Shabad. Slok. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tart Mahat. For life to exist, air is a vital force. Water is like the father, and this earth is like a nurturing mother. For spiritual existence, Shabad is the Guru. The Lord's name is like water, and patience the earth. Divas Raat Doi Dai Daya Khile Sagal Jagat. Day and night are the nurses, nurturing the Lord's creation. In their lap, the whole world plays out its life game of existence. Changyaiya Buryaiya Vache Taram Hadur. In this game of existence, the merits of good and bad deeds are adjudged according to the laws of action by Dharma. Karmi apo apni ke neda ke dur. As is our karma, our deeds, some draw near to the Lord, while others with bad karma are rendered afar into the cycle of transmigration. Jini naam tyaya gaye masakat kal. Those who have meditated on the Lord, having earned merit through hard endeavor, Nanak te mukh ujle keti chutti naal. Says Satguru Nanak, their faces are radiant with divine grace. Many shall find salvation through the company of such great souls.